Hello everyone. I wanted to take a minute to go through my Emerald Flow indicator. I've essentially designed this indicator so I can see the trend, momentum, volatility, volume, and instead of using multiple charts, just kind of see all that stuff here on this grid box. So if we take a look at the parameters, we have MACD, stochastics, ATR, ADX, support and resistance, volume, and several trend parameters. So just starting off with the MACD here, we can see the MACD is up, which means the MACD line is above 0 and rising. If it were down, the text would be red, and it would be below 0 and falling for the MACD line. And then if it's neither of those, the text would be gray and neutral. Another thing is we have a multi-time frame option, so we can see the MACD on a different time frame, a higher time frame, or whatever time frame you would like to see it on. So we have a few options: tick, minute, Renko, second, volume, day, week, Hikashi. For this instance, I want to see the MACD on a 3-minute time frame. My primary time frame right now is just the 1 minute NQ. So if I go ahead and apply this, we can see that the MACD is neutral on the 3-minute time frame. And we have that same functionality for the stochastics. So over here we have that the stochastics is down, which means the D line is in a downward direction. We have the multi-time frame option. So if I select here, I'm gonna use a tick here, so it's not limited to just minute chart, even though that's my primary time frame. I want to see the 450 tick chart, see where it's facing, and we can see here that the stoch direction is up on that 450 tick chart. Another thing to keep in mind is if we use that multi-time frame function, that is what we're going to see in the grid box displayed, so that will trump the primary time frame if that is enabled. And looking at the ATR, I have the ATR in the panel here. You can see it's 5.4, and on the grid, 5.4 as well. We also have the ability to look at a secondary time frame. If we enable this toggle here, and I want to look at the minute, 3-minute chart, we have the primary over here, and then we have the 3-minute ATR over here. So looks like it's 13.9 on the 3-minute chart and 5.4 on the 1 minute. So that's something you can utilize if you're wanting to see that on a different time frame. ADX, we have the same functionality. So if we look here, it's the 9.83, and on the 5-minute multi-time frame we have the ADX at 10. So you can see the trend strength on both time frames. Moving on to support and resistance. So the support and resistance is based on the Hilbert sine wave calculation. You'll get these red and green lines that dynamically plot. If we enable the candles, we can kind of see what we're doing here. We're balancing between a consolidation phase, which will be the cyan and orange candles, for just bouncing between support and resistance. And then if we break into a trend, like we see here, the candles will light up a green. And trends essentially means that the price is above resistance, and it carries on, as we see here. Break into a small trend here too. Looks like we're just bouncing between consolidation, so not much going on there, but this can help determine if we're in the trending phase or just a consolidation phase with not a whole lot going on. And moving on to the volume. So we have a couple boxes here, one for buying pressure, the other for selling pressure. I've made this into a percentage so you can easily visualize the buyers versus sellers, and it can be very useful in different times, especially if you want to make short in and out moves. Next we have the trend parameter. So we have 4 boxes up here. Each box contains their own moving average and their own time frame. So for example, here I just have all of them are set to the 50 SMA, and the boxes will be red if the moving average on that time frame is falling, and they'll be green if the moving average on that time frame is rising. So we can see here that there's three, the 5 minute, 7 minute, 10 minute all have their moving average of the 50 SMA falling while the 2 minute is rising. Another thing is if the time frames all align, meaning they're all green or all red, and we have the enable chart highlight turned on, we will get the chart highlighted for those instances. And we can also enable signals, which will plot a signal for us if they all align. So you can set alerts or take action however you, if you have some kind of order entry tool that you're using. And so this can be very useful if you strictly want to trade in the direction of the trend, which I often do. And moving on to the display box, we have a few settings here. So right now it's just in the middle right, but we have, you know, top left, top center. We can put it at the bottom, the middle. I'll put them at the bottom right here. You can move it around to wherever you want to view that box. You can change the color of it as well. So change the background and the border, and it's blue and yellow now. Background opacity, so this will be the background for the highlighted chart. You can change that to less or more depending on what you want. And that's pretty much covers it. Thanks for listening. That's the Emerald Flow.